Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on chasing the illusion. It's been a little while since I set up both my cameras, just to have a little chat with you guys about magic theory and things like that, because recently I've been going out into public and performing magic and mentalism, and may I say they are popping off. Yeah, they've been doing really well recently, and I knew it would happen. How the social media is going at the moment, I knew that would happen, but that's the kind of general direction that I want to go in. I still love setting up my cameras, I still love talking about magic theory, that's not going to change, but it's all well and good me talking about magic theory and teaching you guys tricks, but I kind of want to put my art out there now. I kind of want to show you guys what I can do. But that's not this video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about magic theory. More precisely, I'm going to be talking about mentalism theory, and kind of like a starter project on if you're starting out in mentalism, this is the stuff that I would recommend you guys get. So without any further ado, let's get on with the video. So I made a video a few months ago, maybe even a year ago now, talking about why you don't have to be specifically good at maths to be a mentalist. There's this whole stereotype about mentalism is that you have to be good at maths. Check out the video if you want me to go into more detail. You really don't, especially if you're starting out with mentalism. You don't need to be some genius guy. Obviously, when it comes into the propless mentalism stuff, it does help if you remember certain phrases or speeches. But when you're starting out, you don't really need to get into that kind of thing yet. Best thing to start out doing is with self-working tricks and effects, things like calculator tricks, marked decks. I'll have a marked deck right here. Which one is this? I know I brought one out with me today. I went out today and I started performing. This is the Crossed Keys by Peter Turner. It's such an ambitious marked deck. It's not, I won't say it's one of my favourite marked decks, but because of the marking system in it, but someone was literally focusing on the marking system of this the other day and they couldn't see it when I was performing. So there you go. Yeah, marked decks, or again, there's this kind of thing being like, if you're a real mentalist, why have you got a pack of cards with you? Marked ESP decks, marked billets, marked billets, marked anything. Doesn't have to be playing cards. That just self-working tricks that will help you kind of just go down the rabbit hole of mentalism, just to help you out, get your courage up, make you feel more comfortable when you're doing mentalism. And if that is with a playing card or a pack, why would you have one playing? Well, I suppose you could, but a whole pack of playing cards might be your comfort blanket, and that's perfectly fine, especially if you're a magician going into mentalism for the first time. My next tip is going out and getting some mentalism books, and there are thousands upon thousands of really good mentalism books out there, and there's also thousands upon thousands of really bad mentalism books out there. So I'm just going to go through a couple of really good mentalism books that would help you guys when you're starting out in mentalism. And the first one is, of course, 13 Steps to Mentalism. If you are in the mentalism realm already, of course you know about the 13 Steps to Mentalism. It's a little bit dated now. A lot of the stuff in here is very dated, but it does get the ball rolling, and it is very, very good on a creative level. Just read through some stuff, bring this stuff into the modern day, and you're already good to go within your mentalism career. Another great set of books to get is the Psychological Subtleties. I don't actually have any physical Psychological Subtleties on me. I've just got all I've bought the downloaded books and things like that, so I've got them all on my phone because I love to just go through my phone and think of ideas on the train and stuff. Instead of me carrying a book with me, I've got them all on my phone. So, psychological subtleties, you can't go wrong with them. There's a lot of good psychological and propless stuff. And if you know me, as a mentalist, I love propless stuff, or even magic, I love propless things. So, yeah, psychological subtleties is another great one. I mentioned cold reading earlier on in the video, so great cold reading books to start off with. First of all, we have got the James Bond's cold reading book. It's got a lot of key phrases for you to remember and really easy methods for you to remember the Barnum statements and things like that. I do highly recommend this if you're starting out with the cold reading. Again, going into the propless stuff, if you've got nothing to go with you, cold reading is absolutely great. So yes, get this James Bond cold reading booklet, and like I said, it tells you really good methods to remember this stuff. I can't recommend it enough. This is what started me off with cold reading. And if you're really into this whole cold reading thing, one of the best books to get is The Dance. I can't remember who wrote The Dance. It'll be on the screen somewhere. But I loved reading that book. It doesn't exactly tell you how to cold read. It just makes you more comfortable in cold reading. And I'm not going to tell you what is in the book, but it does go into a lot of detail on making you feel comfortable in cold reading and just trusting your instincts in a way. Moving on to some really good influences and projects that I would highly recommend you guys getting, and one of them is anything Derren Brown. Derren Brown is, of course, the god of mind reading and mentalism, some would say. So any book, any TV show, anything, any stage show, anything he does is really, really good for influence, for method, anything Derren Brown. You can't go wrong with that. This one will put the cat amongst the pigeons, but anything Peter Turner. Obviously the how-to kits by Illusionist are great, especially the how to read minds kit is really, really good for people starting out in mentalism. There is also the how to control minds kit, which goes a little bit more deeper into the psychology stuff and the hypnosis stuff, so you might need to be a little bit more used to mentalism before you get the how to control minds kit. But there's a lot of other Peter Turner stuff, like Isabella Starr, that you can get to do really good cold reading things, and again, a lot of propless stuff from Peter Turner. And of course, he's a great teacher and a mentor when he's on video anyway. So yeah, anything Peter Turner is probably a really good bet as well. One of my biggest influences is probably Colin Cloud. I've got his little booklet, Epiphanies. I do, I'm completely honest, I do most of the stuff that is in this little pocket-sized book, Epiphanies. Colin Cloud is one of my biggest influences. I take a lot of his material and twist it into my own ones. I won't lie, because I feel like his kind of vibe with mentalism is kind of my kind of vibe with mentalism as well. Obviously, he does the whole Sherlocky thing. I just do normal body language stuff. I don't go off the whole Sherlock stuff. But we'll get on to Sherlock stuff a little bit later. Revelations by Louis Lavalle is, again, such a great little downloadable video to enhance your mentalism capacity. Again, it doesn't really teach you mentalism tricks, it just teaches you how to enhance your mentalism and take it that extra step further. That video can be found on the 1914 website. I'm guessing I got the date right. I hope I got the date right. But yeah, it's on that website, along with loads of other great mentalism stuff. Again, I think you need a little bit of experience with a lot of that stuff, but starting out, Revelations by Louis Lavalle is a safe bet. Again, I briefly mentioned Sherlock. Watching TV shows about reading people's body language, things like Sherlock, things like Elementary, I mean, that's kind of the same thing, but things like The Mentalist, even like shows like Jeremy Kyle, You know, I used to watch Jeremy Kyle and guess what was going on and stuff, if people were lying and things like that. You know, obviously Now You See Me movies, The Prestige and things like that, they're great influences to start out in mentalism, and great for thinking of new ideas and stuff like that. You can take little snippets from those shows and those movies and kind of bring them into the real world. You know, the imagination, your imagination can run wild from just watching those kind of shows. And of course, I'm going to promote my own project. A couple of months ago, I brought out a project called Subconscious Spiking, and it's kind of like Revelations by Lavalle. I don't really teach you any mentalism effects. I just teach you ideas and ways to enhance your mentalism experience, or the participants' mentalism experience, or whole experience in general. One teensy weensy little tip that I would also give you guys starting out in not even the mentalism world, but the magic world itself, is get some acting tips, because obviously you're not, you know, making something disappear or reading someone's mind. You need to act like you are doing it. This year I am bringing out a project called The Actor, because that is my background experience. I used to be an actor, well, I still am an actor, but I bring what I learned being an actor into my performances. So get a little bit of acting experience, or wait a couple of months or weeks or whatever for me to bring out The Actor project, and to give you a couple of tips into what it's like to be an actor, and how to bring that into your performances. But that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to this channel if you so wish and you enjoy my content and my performances. Follow me on Instagram, because that's where I post more often. I post a lot more tricks on Instagram, and any updates and stuff that's going on is probably Instagram's the best place to be. I've also got a secret Snapchat called the CTISS, Chasing the Illusion Secret Snapchat. That's where I post like secret videos, behind the scenes stuff of all this stuff that you're seeing right now, and you get a couple of tutorials, a little bit free, a little bit money off. Who knows? Only if you're on the Snapchat, you know what you get. Like I said, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Adios.